Those are great.
All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode. Another fun episode for me is always, anytime I get to hunt with Jaylee. You know, I've been saying for years, started hunting with her and Gracie when they were young. And, you know, Gracie kind of quit hunting, more into shooting pistols and that kind of stuff. So I always just said Jaylee was my favorite hunting partner. And she's continued to do that with me as hunt. You know, this year is a little different for me because she's getting married. And, you know, it's something I've never experienced in my life. You know, Jaylee's been in the pickup with me. She's been in so many places with me. Got to hunt beside my daughter from the first time when she was 8 years old, turkey hunting. I remember, you know, things that she probably doesn't even remember. You know, the first deer that me and her were out and she was about to kill, we were in a blind. And literally, I ain't joking, guys, this blind was about to just tip over. She was so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, shooting a lot of big deer, Jaylee, and you know that's what I love to do. But there ain't nothing as special as this, baby. Nothing. I would give all them away to do this with you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud. I really am. I'm proud of you.
I'm asleep. She's slept through the whole deal. Hey, Gracie, wait. How big is he, Dad? Where are you looking? Wait, I just got up. Get out of there. I think I shot the one that we were after too.
Are you freaking kidding?
I'm not joking, Dad.
Smoking?
Oh my gosh, Jay.
Dad, he's a one. And it's velvet, yeah.
Jaylee's in love. And I'm okay with her saying that. On other stuff, with deer, I'd probably be throwing up. My girl.
And so taking her again, now up in Kansas, and on this trip, we got a particular buck in mind. We're just fixing to head to New Mexico to her first elk hunt, but we're stopping by the Kansas farm because she's after a buck we call Weirdo.
Something that's a little bit different about this deer season is I am engaged.
Right before we went to Kansas for muzzleloader season, my sweet boyfriend proposed to me. He had set up like these little lights and stuff like that and flowers over by a lake, and that's where he proposed to me. It was the sweetest thing. 2021 Kansas muzzleloader season was my first time to go to Kansas with a muzzleloader. I was super excited about that. We sat on a field and just kind of were trying to watch, see if we saw anything good, but we didn't really see much that night. But the next morning we went and sat in a ground blind, and it was pretty slow. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, when we were getting ready to possibly head out, the Weirdo buck showed up. Am I seeing that right? Oh, really? The Weirdo buck showed up, and he was the buck that we were really after, and we couldn't tell what it was at first because there was a bunch of tall grass kind of in our way, and he just popped up out of nowhere.
Don't know really what happened. The buck looks, there was plenty of time to get this deer shot, but it just didn't happen for him. And anyway, this buck gets away. And you know, anytime that happens, you're just like, you know, it can be harder to get back on that deer.
He's so cool.
We had soybeans planted. You know, we'd worked real hard on this brand new farm. We'd planted soybeans, we'd planted corn, we had milo, we had head feed, we had everything going. Brand new farm, didn't know it real well, but we knew where that buck had went in. We knew the block of timber he went into, and we figured he would want to come back to soybeans that night. We made a move with that game winner, just kind of a bold move to the edge of this field, set it up, and hopefully brushed it in good enough. If this buck did show up on the soybeans, they might be able to get a shot.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad we've gotten to come out here and have that encounter with weirdos. So anyway, we're gonna see what we can try and get done tonight.
As we were sitting there, we looked up and we saw Weirdo across the fence. Just barely saw his head, and it was getting low light, so we were getting really worried that he wasn't going to get over there in time. And he finally kind of makes his way down the fence line and jumps over. And it's like, I mean, last 2 minutes of light for us.
He's down.
Hold on. Look, he just got up.
Did you see where he went? He got back up. Did you see where he went after that?
Well, the smoke clears and we figure she hit this deer back, and so we knew that we're going to have to give this deer time, and that's exactly what we did. The thing of it is, you know it, if you're quartering two, you ain't going to miss this much. Instead of hitting here, then all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let's go look at it on a monitor before we make any deals, and then go from there. How about that? It's all right. Love you. Hey. Well, this night she hit this deer back, and you know, we just couldn't find a deer. Just to look you guys in the eye out there, I know some of you guys will understand. You'll look at Jaylee and you'll be like, man, I wish that wouldn't have happened to her. And others are going to attack us. And that's okay. We're on television and we're prepared for that. But we're bringing it to you the way it happened. And the reason I chose to do this is because I want everyone to learn from it. And Jaylee, up until this point, had never lost a deer. She had worked hard to practice with her bow and with her guns. And you know, I felt like she did her best. She learned from it, and that's what we're going to have to live with at this point. Well, hey guys, Jeff Danker here with Buckventures, and many of you guys know my favorite thing to do is setting up farms to shoot big bucks. I do that a lot with food plots, and I need something I can trust. That's why I use Evolved Harvest. Hey guys, Jeff Danker here with Buckventures, and today I want to dive into Swagger bipods, and in particular the Hunter series. This one right here is 42 inches. It actually goes from 9 3/4 to 42 inches, and you can do it fast. One thing I love about this more than anything, it's on my rifle and it's ready to go at all times, but if I don't need it, I'm just using my gun as a regular gun. The other thing I love about it, it has the rubber tips, which I use probably 80–90% of the time, but I can pull those off. It has the spikes. If I need to dig it into the side of a hill, if I'm on the side of a mountain or whatever, it's ready to go. Guys, this is a must to me when you're hunting. Check out Swagger bipods. The one thing Jaylee had to look forward to is she was getting married. She was fixing to marry her best friend. We were so proud of Jaylee and Matthew because they had met at church and done everything right, and they had, as they courted, they had their own rules where they put in place where they would be chaperoned, that they would never be alone, that they were not going to kiss until the day that they got married. And again, you might be sitting out there thinking, what? But we were extremely proud of them for that.
Honestly, everything that I love about Matthew is because of him loving the Lord. And I know that he wouldn't be the man that he is today if he didn't love the Lord and he didn't have a relationship with him. So that's probably the thing I love about him the most. There's obviously many other things, like he's super kind and loving and sweet and caring and all that good stuff. But all of that comes because he loves the Lord.
I was going in to pick up my sisters because there was a girls' class going on, and I could see her like by the front door, you know, basically just pulling on it, you know, looking through the windows, trying to figure out how to get in, and just sitting there like, I need to go up there, I need to go up there, and then just too scared to do anything and just shy, and you know.
Yeah. And then I saw him and panicked as well, and I was like, somebody open the door!
So we were both just, yeah, completely super nervous and scared to talk to each other.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for this time. Lord, just help our marriage to glorify you, and Lord, let us just keep that as our focus.
Beautiful. Thank you. Wow.
If I'm truthful, what a hard time for a dad. I mean, you're truly giving away your daughter, that daughter who had rode in so many miles in my pickup from Florida to New Mexico on the Arizona line to Kansas and Oklahoma and all these hunts we had been on, Colorado, turkey hunting, the Grand Slam, everything, and then giving her away, even though I knew it was God's will, wasn't the easiest.
Who gives this woman to be married to this man? Her mother does. I now declare you to be husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no man divide. You may kiss your bride.
Jaylee, I hope you know that you are treasured, and not just by Bo, but by me and my family and your family and everyone here today, but most importantly, by our Father in heaven. Proverbs 31:10 says, "An excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels." And verse 30 says, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised."
Bo, you're perfect for Jaylee. I'm thankful for your focus on Christ and your diligence to keep him at the center of the relationship. For those of you who don't know, Jaylee and Bo made a commitment at the beginning of their relationship to not be alone until marriage, which is wonderful, but it meant I was tagging along quite a bit. I pray for the both of you to grow closer to God through this marriage. May he be exalted. I love you both, and as a reminder that even though you guys don't need chaperones anymore, I'll always be there for you.
I just want to say thank you, Dad, for all of the times and memories that you've provided for me to get to go hunt. I know this last year was kind of my last little hurrah before I got married, and there'll still be more times that I get to come and hunt with you, but I feel so grateful that you would take me on all these hunts and teach me all the lessons that you have, and it really means a lot to me, so thank you very much.
And I just remember Jeff, he had one final question, and it was, will you kill a buck? And you know, I agreed then, so I'm excited to do that, hopefully soon.
And here we are, what is the date, 27th or something, January 27th. Jaylee just got married, by the way. And now she's got a big buck.
Yep.
Because Dylan found it yesterday. Hey, let's just go find it. Come on.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
That is one cool deer.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness.
Drop. I didn't really realize you had a drop.
I didn't either. What?
Look at that deer. Look at here. I bet he's old. He's got better mass than I thought too.
Yeah.
Man, we watched that in the summer. And you know, and obviously if he had that right side, Jay, he would be a big sucker. He'd be bigger than what he is, but that,
I like this side over here though. It's really neat. You don't see that every day. I can't wait to bring him home. And I've got my own home now, so I can go put him up on my wall, get him European mounted, and put him up there. He's just so cool.
Well, guys, we don't like to find them this way for sure. Try to take the best shots we can, but sometimes, obviously, it's almost a cliche that everybody says that, but it is so true. And he's going to go get a good home. We've talked to the game ranger, so we've got a tag on him here. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Walk by Faith. Today I want to open up 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4. Love is patient, love is kind, and it is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant, does not act unbecoming. It does not seek its own, it's not provoked, does not take into account of wrong suffered. You know, this is something we always hear when marriage takes place. You know, for Tracy and I, Jaylee and Gracie, we prayed for a long time that God would send the right man for them. The man, not necessarily would go shoot a bunch of big bucks, but the man that would lead our daughters closer to Christ, a man of God. And we're so thankful that he sent Matthew, and Jaylee and him are joined together now. And again, kind of the way I put it, guys, if you never heard it, it's, you know, a man and woman, here's the 2 points, and this is where they're at. And as they grow and look to Christ, they get closer together. And I think that is key for all of us. And even if we're married and we've been married for a long time, is we continue to work towards Christ. And if you're not doing that, I encourage you to do that. And have that Romans 5:8 feel like Jesus, why we were still sinners, he died for us. And that's how we need to be dying for our wives and dying to self each day and putting our wives first. Guys, I'm Jeff Danker, and remember, as we always say, shoot by sight and walk by faith.